So you like mysteries, huh? Well, then you gotta go where the stuff that dreams are made of is kept, and that's audible.com. Go to audibletrial.com/IBRT for a free audiobook, from classic mysteries like Dashiell Hammett's The Maltese Falcon to thrillers of a contemporary cut like The Girl on the Train by best-selling author Paula Hawkins. Whether you like dead heiresses in the solarium or hot Tommy guns in the alley, audible.com is your source for mystery. That's audibletrial.com/IBRT, because only a cheap gunsel would pass up a free audiobook, right? audibletrial.com/IBRT.
The following audio drama is rated G for general audience.
Scoop Sisters Mysteries
on Icebox Radio.
The night air holds a chill and the wind howls. Perfect atmosphere for Halloween night. Snow begins to fall on the city streets of the Icebox as John and Joanne Baker, along with their son and his two friends, return to their own neighborhood after exploring the town with its ghoulish sights and sugar-filled treats.
Mom, can we trick-or-treat just a little bit longer, please?
You and the boys can go up and down our block, and that's all. Then we'll go home and I'll fix us all some hot chocolate.
You can go into the house now. We don't need anyone to go with us.
No, I don't think so.
Please, we'll just go up and down the block.
What do you think, Joanne?
Well, okay, but you have to be back in 20 minutes, or we're going to come looking for you.
Thanks, Mom.
Let's go to Mrs. Adams' house first. She has the best treats. Chocolate candy, gummy bears, and I heard she's got some of those Harry Potter jelly beans.
I love the granola bars she handed out last year, but I don't want any Harry Potter jelly beans. I heard they have flavors like earthworm. Yuck.
Wonder if they really taste like earthworms.
What do earthworms taste like?
Don't know. We can't forget the Lucas. Bobby told me they were having special homemade treats. He called them graveyard bars. They're made with Rice Krispies and decorated with body parts that are really gummies and licorice.
Trick or treat.
Ooh, what have we got here? Spider-Man. Harry Potter. I love the glasses and the wig. Timmy, is that you in the pilot's costume?
Yes.
Oh, I love the eye patch with the drips of blood beneath.
Mars bars. They're my favorite. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night. Have fun.
These graveyard bars Mrs. Luca gave us are good. Let's cross the street and go up the other side.
What about that house?
Oh, no. That's Mr. Crow's house. He's mean.
Mean? Why?
He's always yelling at us to stay off his lawn. No skateboarding on his sidewalk. Says he's going to whip us if he finds us messing around his house.
Yeah, he even called the police on my big brother, just for driving a snowmobile across his lawn last year.
Okay. Let's forget that house.
Wait, did you hear that?
Hear what?
Help me, help me.
That. Maybe he's hurt.
Yeah, maybe we should go see if he needs help.
I don't see any lights on. Sounds like it's coming from underground.
Dad says he's an old skinflint that always leaves his lights off. Hey.
The door opened all by itself.
Must not have been closed all the way. Mr. Crow?
Hello?
What was that? Let's get out of here.
No, we need to see if Mr. Crow's hurt.
Sounds like those sounds are coming from the basement. Come on, let's go in.
What was that?
I hit something and it fell. It felt like something made of straw. Mr. Crow, are you here?
Sounded like dishes or something hitting the floor.
Are we alone, or is there someone else in the room with us?
Hello? Is anyone here?
Brian, what are you doing?
Picking up stuff. Ooh, yuck!
What?
I just picked up something and dropped it. It was all wet and gooey and kind of soft. It felt just like an eyeball.
Brian, come off it.
Timmy, are you okay?
I slipped in something and fell. It feels all wet and sticky. Oh my gosh, I think it's blood.
What was that?
Sounded like someone knocking on a door or something in the basement.
Who dare knock on the door of the crypt of Paul Bunyan?
I'm getting out of here.
Wait, we gotta help Timmy up.
Give me your hand. Ah!
What's wrong?
I reached for Timmy's hand, and I got a bony hand, like the hand of a skeleton.
Who knocks on the door of Hilda the Witch?
Brian, give me your hand. And not the bloody one.
Eyeballs, blood, skeletons. Too much for me. I'm getting out of here.
What about the sounds in the basement?
Who cares? I just want out of here.
It's dark in here. Where's the door?
Boys, you in here? Joanne, turn on the light.
What on earth are you boys doing?
We heard
It
a
was
cry
an
for help.
accident.
Whoa, one at a time.
We heard...
Help, help me. The monsters of the night are going to get me.
A call for help. Kind of like that.
That's just Mr. Crow. What is this mess on the floor?
That must have happened when I accidentally hit the scarecrow and skeleton, and they fell into the stuff on the table.
See, we knocked on the door because we thought Mr. Crow needed help.
And the door opened all by itself.
Enter at your own risk. That's just Mr. Crow. He does local sound effects and such for the theater.
What are you people doing here?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Crow. The boys heard you recording and thought you needed help.
When we knocked, the door came open. And when I entered, I must have knocked over your scarecrow and skeleton. I'm sorry.
This is an awful mess.
We didn't mean to.
I'm afraid the boys' imagination just got away with them. We'll help you clean up.
Were your boys hurt?
No, sir.
Why are your grapes peeled?
Never could stand to eat the skins, so I peeled them.
Well, it felt like an eyeball when I picked one up in the dark.
And when I slipped and fell in whatever that red gooey stuff is, I thought it was blood.
That's a concoction I'm experimenting with for the play. You boys are a riot. I'll have to see if we can use you in our Halloween play next year.
Boys, let's get busy cleaning up this mess.
Mr. Crow, when we're done, would you like to join us at our house for some hot chocolate and apple pie?
Thank you. I'd like that.
He doesn't seem so mean to me.
Guess he can be nice.
Beware the walls have ears.
Look at your faces. Mr. Crow got you too good.
What's that?
I think it's the police.
Let's go see.
All right, everyone, stay where you are. Hands where we can see them.
Officer, what is this all about?
We've had a couple calls from the neighbors. One said they thought someone was breaking into this address. Another thought she heard children were being abused.
Child abuse? Nonsense.
I'm afraid it's all a misunderstanding, officer.
And you are?
I'm John Baker, and this is my wife, Joanne. Our son, Timmy, his two friends, Brian and Doug.
What kind of misunderstanding?
Mr. Crow was recording for a play in the basement. My son and his friends thought there was someone in need of help. The house was dark and the door opened. When they entered to see if anyone was hurt, they accidentally knocked over some things, and were frightened is all.
Are you sure you're all okay and nothing's wrong here?
We're sure.
Okay, I need to fill out a report and then we'll be on our way.
This has been one cool Halloween.
Yeah, kind of like discovering a haunted house.
And we can tell our friends it even fooled the police.
This has been Trick or Treat by Kenna Clayton. Your players this evening:
Ayla Nordrum as Joanne.
Harley Droba as John.
Doug Blumhart as the police officer.
Kenna Clayton as Mrs. Adams.
Paul Tessier as Mr. Crow.
Zoe Blumhart as Doug.
Trelawney Irwin as Brian.
And Varian Irwin as Tommy.
Scoop Sisters Mysteries will be back right after this. It can be in the sound of the orchestra preparing, or in the sound of a sculptor working in stone, or even in the sound of laughter from inside a theater. It is the sound of art being created, and for over 3 decades, the sound of art being created has rung loud and clear in northeastern Minnesota. The Arrowhead Regional Arts Council has been encouraging local arts development in northeastern Minnesota through grants and services for over 35 years. Every year, they give out more than $500,000 to local artists and arts organizations, and that helps create $40 million in revenue and jobs created. To find out more about our arts programs or how you can get involved, visit aracouncil.org. The Arrowhead Regional Arts Council, where the arts flourish, you thrive.
Mom, have you seen my set of mystery books?
Katrina, come in here right now. I want you to meet somebody.
I left them in the living room and I have no idea. Oh, hi.
Katrina, I'd like you to meet Mrs. Anderson. She's going to be our new boarder.
Hi.
Hello, Katrina.
Mrs. Anderson is going to be teaching at the elementary school this fall.
You're going to be teaching 6th grade?
Oh, there are several jobs I've applied for. I'm just not sure what I'll be teaching yet.
Nice to meet you. Mom, have you seen my books?
You'll have to excuse Katrina. She's very into mysteries.
I'm not into mysteries. I'm into being a detective. And I had this really great set of books. Do you have any idea where they are, Mom?
What books are you talking about?
You know, Deadly Doses, Armed and Dangerous.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, don't worry. They were books originally written for research. You know, for writers working on mystery stories.
Yeah, they're great. One's all about poisons, another's about firearms, and there's this third book all about forensic medicine, autopsies, bullet wounds, dead bodies buried under houses, stuff like that.
Oh, my goodness.
Katrina, I think I saw Samantha in the neighborhood. Do you think you'd like to go outside and, I don't know, set up a lemonade stand or something?
Mom, a lemonade stand?
I bet you guys could make enough money to get that night vision scope you've been wanting.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
And be sure not to let that door... She's very intelligent.
Oh, I can tell.
I hate summer.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Who could possibly hate summer? It's so boring when you're in the middle of it. I only like summer during the school year.
Okay, that's crazy.
Is it bad that I actually understand what she means?
I just wish there was something to do.
Well, duh. That's what I've been saying.
No, you know what I mean. When was the last time we had any sort of a mystery to figure out?
Kat, I'm really tired of the mysteries if you want to know the truth. Me too. I mean, after that last time we ended up in jail, I was grounded for a month.
But it was fun, wasn't it?
You have to admit, it was fun. Right up to the point when my parents found out, it was fun. Besides, you keep hoping for these mysteries to crop up and they almost never do.
No, there's stuff happening around this town. We have a seedy underbelly here. I just know it.
What's a seedy underbelly?
Would you please start to read?
I do read. I read Vogue, I read Cosmo, I read all the magazines my mom thinks I don't read.
I'm not talking about that kind of reading. I'm talking about the newspaper or the internet. Do you know the murder rate in New York City has been going down for 10 years straight, and the murder rate in Washington, D.C. has been going up?
Wow. What does that mean?
I don't know. But don't you think it's weird that the biggest city in the country has fewer murders while the nation's capital has more?
I thought Los Angeles was the biggest city in the country. And Los Angeles, New York, and Washington still aren't here.
I'm aware of that. But what I'm saying is, things are happening out there. We just have to look hard enough to find things happening here.
Do you have any idea what she's talking about most of the time? Not really. No. Weren't we going to do a lemonade stand? Yeah.
No, we're not going to do a lemonade stand. Hey, I know. Let's do a detective agency.
You want to set up a folding table on the main street that says detective agency?
No, of course not. That's not how you get business as a detective agency.
Well, how do you get business? Take out an ad in the yellow pages?
That would be one way. But I think that costs a lot of money. I think what we need to do is look around for some sort of a mystery, then figure out who would benefit from having that mystery solved. Then find that person and charge them money to solve it.
Seems reasonable. Yeah, I guess.
Come on, guys. How about a little enthusiasm?
It beats sitting around doing nothing all summer. Is that enough enthusiasm for you?
I'll take it. Okay, so where's the mystery?
Come on, Kat. You know that if any of us is going to find a mystery, it's going to be you.
Well, I lost my detective books for a while.
You mean the girls' ones with the dead body pictures?
Yeah, I think my mom stashed them again. But I found them, okay? The only other thing that's changed is we have a new boarder.
A boarder? I read a book where a boarder turned into a murderer.
Nah, I don't think this one's a murderer. She's going to teach at school in the fall. She's just moving to town.
Oh, she's a teacher? What grade?
She said she put in for a couple different jobs.
She didn't know which grade she was going to teach?
That's what she said.
Look, my mom works in the district office, and that's just crazy. Teachers don't move to a town if they don't know what grade they're going to teach.
It's still a few weeks before school starts.
Don't remind me, but seriously, teachers don't do that. Kat, I think we got a mystery right under your nose.
I don't know. She seems kind of bland, I guess.
Well, what do you expect her to be, wearing a trench leather coat with a gun under her arm?
Oh, you guys didn't meet her. She was, I don't know, not the type to have a secret.
Geez, Katrina, what's up with you? Here you complain about the lack of mysteries, and it sounds like you have one right inside your own house, and you don't want to believe it?
No, that's not true. I just don't think there's a mystery, that's all.
I would have thought it was possible. Our friend Katrina finds a mystery right at her doorstep and then chickens out.
Wow, is that what's happening?
I think so.
Look, she's not a murderer.
I'm not suggesting she is, but it seems to have a secret.
You guys don't know what you're talking about. I'm going home. I'll see you later.
You want to go to the movies tonight? That new one with the cat that from a hip-hop band is playing.
I don't know. I'll ask my mom. She may invoke the good taste clause, and I won't be able to go.
The good taste clause?
Yeah, that's the clause that allows Katrina to skip any movie she thinks is stupid.
I don't see what everyone likes about Nancy Drew. There's hardly any blood at all. Someone's at the house. Wait a minute.
Mary? Mary, are you there?
Dean?
Mary. It took me all night, but I finally found you. Come down here. We need to talk.
Dean, I'm not going to do that.
What do you mean? I drove 6 hours to be here.
Dean, I've done all the talking I'm going to do. Just forget about it. Forget about the whole thing. Now, please go away or I'm going to have to call the police.
You wouldn't do that.
Don't try me. Just go.
Wow, she does have a secret man.
Can I look through them?
Not yet.
Why are we even doing this? Shh! Don't shush me. We're across the street. She couldn't possibly hear us.
Shush, I'm concentrating.
Why are we doing this again?
I told you, something's up with that woman who's renting our room.
Didn't I say from the very beginning, didn't I say you had a mystery in your very own house?
All right, I admit it. I have a mystery in my very own house.
Thank you.
So what's a mystery anyway?
I told you, a mysterious man came to the house last night and tried to talk to Mrs. Anderson.
What's so mysterious about that?
That he didn't come up to the door and knock like a regular person. He stood outside under her room and whispered at her.
Oh, that sounds romantic.
It wasn't romantic. It was, I don't know, weird.
Weird how?
What do you mean?
You mean the strange, goofy word, or that's just not right?
That's
weird.
Just not right weird. I mean, why would you come up to someone's house and whisper up at their window unless you were sneaking around?
Maybe she didn't want to talk to him.
That much was clear. They only talked for about a minute, then she closed the window on him.
What did he do after that?
Got in his car and drove off. It was really dark, or else it would have gotten a make on his car.
You want to make his car?
Of course I wanted to make his car. If I knew what kind of car it was, we could find him.
But if he already has a car, why do you want to make it?
No, not make. Haven't you ever watched a movie in black and white? They talked different back then.
Does The Wizard of Oz count? There's that first part.
We're getting nowhere with this. Why are we across the street looking at your house with binoculars?
Because Mrs. Anderson is still up there, even though it's like 1,000 degrees. Isn't that weird?
Weird how?
You've got to see that something's wrong.
Given there's much else to do this summer, sure. Something's wrong.
What's the plan, Katrina?
Surveillance. We've got to watch and figure out what she's doing.
And watching her window with binoculars, does this how?
I don't know. I mean, if she's not going to leave her room, there's not much we can do. I don't know. Sounds like to me we should be staking out your house at night when the mystery man shows up.
How do you know the mystery man's gonna show up again?
I don't, but it's pretty unlikely that he's gonna show up now.
I would think that too, except for one little problem.
Which is?
The fact I think he's getting out of the car in front of my house right now.
Ooh, let me see.
You don't need binoculars, he's just across the street.
Is that him?
He's the only man standing on the street. Of course that's him.
I mean, is that the guy you saw, Katrina?
I don't know. It was dark. It could have been. He was wearing a hat. I remember that.
And the subject is hatless. Interesting.
Oh no, he's going up to your door. Do you think he's gonna knock?
I'm going home.
Here, give me the binoculars. I'll watch Mrs. Anderson's room while you go see what's going on.
Okay, be back in a flash.
Can I see with the binoculars now?
Just a minute. There's nothing to see now anyway. Besides, one of us has to watch outside of the house while the other watches Mrs. Anderson's room.
Okay, well, he's knocking on the back door.
There's nothing in the room. What's happening now?
Okay, Katrina's running up to him, talking to him. Wait, now she's letting him into her house.
Boy, that doesn't seem like a very good idea. Oh, wait, Mrs. Anderson is at the window.
What's she doing?
She's looking down, okay. Now she's away from the window. Where's Katrina and the man?
They've gone inside.
I can't just make out. Yeah, Mrs. Anderson is standing at her door. Can you see anything else going on in the house?
No. They went in the back and closed the door.
Okay, well, she's still at the door. Still at the door. Wait a minute. She jumped.
What do you mean she's jumped?
I don't know. She jumped like something startled her. Now she's just kind of standing next to the door really still.
Let me see the binoculars.
No, I just got them.
Come on, just a second. I want to look.
Okay, fine. But I want them right back.
Oh, she's hiding.
How do you know that?
Don't you know anything about body language? When my big sister was hiding from my mom because her boyfriend was, over when he shouldn't have been, she looked exactly like that. Sort of still and quiet and trying not to breathe.
You can tell that all from a glance?
Sure. Can't you?
I guess I can kind of see it.
Hey, here comes Katrina out the back door.
Why is she coming over here? I thought she stayed inside to see what's going on.
Okay, what's happening at this end?
We saw Mrs. Anderson hiding.
Hiding?
Well, Becky said she was hiding. All I saw was her standing in the room real quiet.
Can't your mom just open the door?
No! Mrs. Anderson's renting the room. You can't just invade her privacy like that.
Well, how come you ran over here? Why didn't you stay in the house to see what would happen next?
I was too excited. I wanted to see what Mrs. Anderson was doing. Is she still hiding?
I don't know. She stepped away from the window. She must be over by your closet or something.
Something's really up. The man says he won't leave until he sees her. And Mom is getting mad. I think she's about ready to call the police.
Wow.
Wait, here he comes out the back.
He doesn't look very happy.
Whoa, he doesn't look happy at all.
This is so sad. And romantic.
Something's going on.
Well, yeah, a couple is breaking up. It happens.
No, I mean something's going on. Sam, your mom still works at the school district, right?
Yeah.
Do you think she'd answer some questions from us about new teachers?
No way, but she does leave work around the house. I'll check into it.
What's going on, Katrina?
I don't know exactly, but we're going to find out. Mrs. Anderson, I've got your dinner.
Oh. Thank you.
Sure you don't want to come and eat with Mom and I? It's okay.
No, thank you. I just need a little time.
Sorry you couldn't see your visitor earlier today.
Oh, yes.
But I have some more visitors for you.
I'm sorry?
Come on in, guys. Mrs. Anderson, these are my friends, Sam and Becky.
Hi.
Hey.
I don't understand. Do your friends always come with dinner?
We need to talk to you, Mrs. Anderson.
Does your mother know about this?
No, and I know we'll get in a huge amount of trouble if she finds out. But I don't care. I did some looking around.
I did some looking around.
Right. Sam's mom works for the school district.
Oh. So you asked your mom about me?
Not exactly, but we found a list of new teachers for next year.
Yes, and I wasn't on it.
That's not all. We ran that man's license plate through some records.
You did? You can do that?
That's me. I'm pretty good with the internet.
And we found out his name is Dean Anderson. Mrs. Anderson, is he your husband?
I really don't see how that's any of your business, Katrina.
I mean, if you're running away and everything, I totally understand. But are you sure it's what you want?
I mean, if he's a drinker or abuser or something.
Oh, no. Don't even think that, girls. Dean is a wonderful and kind and It was me. We've only been married a month, and when I was little, my dad ran off. I never forgot what that did to my mother. I just kept looking at Dean and seeing my own dad. I was driving him crazy, watching his every move, insanely jealous, accusing him of... You know, you girls are too young to be hearing this.
You don't need to tell us anymore. If you want to stay here and take some time to think...
I don't know that thinking is going to do any good. I love that man, but I don't know that I can ever be with him. I love him too much to subject him to me.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing.
I'm really good at the internet. Finding addresses, finding cell phone numbers.
Mary, can I come in?
How much did you hear?
All of it.
Finding people.
Oh, you shouldn't have come.
I just told you. I heard what you said. I should have come. I should be here. Because being here is the start of showing you that I'm not going to leave.
Oh,
Becky, graceful exit.
Why?
They want to be alone.
Oh.
Now, Bex. Come on, guys. We'll set up a lemonade stand.
Forget lemonade. I want to be a detective.
This has been The Mystery Girls by Jeff Adams. And it starred...
Ayla McIntosh as Mrs. Anderson.
Alex Krauss as Sam. Hannah Cook as Katrina.
Kendra Easton as Becky.
Karen Chickle as Mom.
And Jeff Adams as Mr. Anderson. Give the girls a hand.